This lesson is on tangent lines. The goal is to use the properties of a tangent line to a circle, and the standard is geometry, circles, number 2. What you should understand by the end of this lesson is that the radius of a circle and the tangent that intersects the endpoint of that radius have a special relationship. All right, here are a couple definitions. A tangent to a circle is a line that's in the same plane as the circle, and it intersects the circle at exactly one point. So this line AB intersects this circle at exactly point B. Now the point where the circle and the tangent intersect, that's called the point of tangency. So ray BA is a tangent ray, and line segment BA is a tangent segment. So we're going to be talking about tangent lines and radiuses of circles and the relationship that they have. So how much do you think you know about tangent lines and circles? Write that at the top of your notes right now. Put a 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right, here is the first theorem. It says if a line is tangent to a circle, so we've got this line here, then that line is perpendicular to the radius. All right, remember, if perpendicular means it's going to form a 90-degree angle. So here we have this tangent line AB. We have this circle whose center is O, and the point of tangency is point P. So where the radius and the tangent line meet at point P, it forms a right angle. Another theorem is that if you have two tangent segments to a circle, they have a common endpoint. So if we have two tangent lines coming out from point B, it's outside the circle. We have 2 points of tangency, point A and point C. So if we have these two tangent lines coming out of that one point or endpoint outside the circle, then these segments are congruent. They are the same length. Okay, the first kind of problem you're going to see in this lesson, line UV is tangent to circle T. What is the measurement of angle T? So we have a tangent line, UV, and here is the radius. And if you remember, we just talked about the fact that when the radius meets a tangent line, it forms a right angle or 90-degree angle. Now the question is, what is the measure of angle T? So they want to know that angle measurement. Well, we already know 2 of them. We also know that a triangle has 180 degrees. So you take 180 minus the 90-degree angle minus the 20-degree angle, and that equals 70. So the measurement of angle T is 70 degrees. The next question says that line XY is tangent to circle W. What is WY, or what is the length of WY? Okay, once again, we know that where the radius meets this at the point of tangency, we have a right triangle. So this is now using the Pythagorean theorem. We have 2 legs, and they want to know the hypotenuse. So we are going to take and square the legs, add them together, and take the square root. So we have, again, we have leg squared plus leg equals hypotenuse squared. We're going to take the square of the hypotenuse squared. That'll give us the length of the hypotenuse. We've been doing this now for a while. So we have in your calculators, you are going to take 8 squared plus 15 squared. That gives us 289. When you find the square root of 289, that gives us 17. So the length of WY is 17 centimeters. Here is your first practice problem. Line TU is tangent to circle S. What is the length of TU? Be sure that you mark your right angle on the circle so that you know whether you're looking for a leg or the hypotenuse. Practice 2. Line JK is tangent to circle H. What is the measurement of angle M? Again, look at where the tangent line and the radius intersect to get your right angle. Practice 3. This question wants to know what is the length of WY? Alright, here is a sample problem. We have two tangent segments. We have an endpoint J outside the circle. We have these two tangent segments. We learned that they are the same length. If they are the same length, that means these angles are the same measurement, or they have the same measurement. And we know the measurement of this angle G. Now the question is, what is the measurement of angle J? Now we could divide this into two triangles, and we'd have to divide this into two pieces when we got done. But if you remember, this is a kite, and it's a quadrilateral. That means it is 360 degrees. So I'm just going to start with 360 degrees. I'm going to subtract out angle J, which is 145. I'm also going to subtract out these two right angles, which is two 90-degree angles, or 180 degrees. And when I take 360, subtract 145, and the two 90-degree angles, I am left with 34. So the measurement of angle J is 34 degrees. Here's practice problem 4. You have two tangent segments coming from endpoint Y. Your question is, what is the measure of angle W, or this angle right here? You're going to use the same thing I did before, only instead of the outer angle, you're going to be looking for the inner angle. Alright, I already know that these two tangent segments are equal. They want to know the value of x. Therefore, I am going to write to an equation where they are equal to each other. I have x minus 5 equals 7. I simply add 5 to both sides, and x equals 12. The value of x is 12. Your practice problem 5. I have two tangent segments. They are tangent to circle K. What is the value of x? This last type of problem you'll see, it's asking if line TU, or this line here, is it tangent to circle S? Well, the only way I can find out if it's tangent is by using the converse of the Pythagorean theorem, or checking to see if a square plus b square really does equal c square. So I'm going to take the squares of both of my legs. There's my right angle, And I'm going to take 4 square plus 3 square and see, does it really equal 5 square? Well, this is 16, this is 9, and 5 squared is 25. 16 plus 9 is 25. So yes, line to U is tangent to circle S. Your last problem is to decide whether or not line VW is tangent to circle U. So how do you feel about tangent lines and circles now? Where do you think you are on the scale? Are you at a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? Write that at the bottom of your notes or after your practice problems and get ready to do your assignment. And that's all for this lesson. Bye.